Imagine the year is 2000 and you, bored, decide to play a game. So you go to, no, Steam didn't exist. No, you actually go to a place and you see this game. You for some reason decide that you want to spend $60 in this game, so you do that, you go back to your home, you put the game in your computer, and the result is this.
Restricted. You're not allowed. This door is restricted. This door is restricted. Leave me.
This is not edited. Some guards can just softlock you. If this happens, the only way to fix it is to restart the game, which can and will make you lose progress. But okay, let's be honest. This is also, in part, fault of the buyer. Like, look at this, pay it more attention. That's not a Hitman, that's a fentanyl man. But thinking a bit about it, I'm not in position to laugh. Not only Fentanyl Man sold pretty well, but this aberration also spawned the Hitman series, which to this day is pretty alive. Which, in my opinion, is incredible considering the abysmal quality of 90% of this game. Unfortunately for me, this is a game that is fun to talk about. And, at the same time, you cannot say that the first installment of a series is dog shit without at least 1 hour of video backing you. The game starts with this black and red intro that tries to be scary. At best, it feels out of place, and at worst, it's funny because of how dated are the animations. At least the main menu makes up for it, not on the visual because that white Hitman feels wrong, but the music is perfect. I say it now, Chef's Kid is one of the only saving graces of this game, although, being honest, it doesn't mean much. Like, be honest with me. Which game, especially from this era, has a bad soundtrack? But well, it's better than nothing. But well, starting the game, the first thing we see is that this game has a profile system. I personally don't like them, but that's not on the game, that's more on me, so let's continue. First, if you create a profile with the name Kibokasnevic, you can unlock all the levels in the game. Unfortunately for me, I have to play this to make a good video, so no cheats. And before you ask, the difficulty level, as far as I know, barely has any effect. It only affects the damage that the enemies make to you, and for reasons that we will see later, it's not relevant. And for all of this, we can finally start Hitman Codename 47. God save us all.
Wake up, my friend. It's the dawn of a new day, and you have things to do. I will guide and teach you, and you will learn by doing. Always remember, I am not only your guide, and think of me as the person you trust the most. The skills you learn today will not only be useful, but vital for performing the tasks I have chosen for you. You see, you have been carefully selected. You are very special to me.
I'll get straight to the point. This tutorial is bad.
Friend, I knew you would. Now, go and find some clothes to put on. Excellent. It's time to move on, my friend. Go to the door and let us proceed with the next lesson.
And that's all the time the game is going to use to teach you the main mechanic. If I didn't know about this game and I was in the year 2000, I wouldn't be alive, but if I was, I would think that the game is trying to teach me about interacting with objects, no disguises. Like, the only thing that I've been teach here is that the animation does not work properly. The rest of the tutorial is just parkour that you will use one time in the entire game, and combat that, although marginally more useful, this is still an stealth game. But for wasting your time, you find the first enemy of the game. He usually runs, but for some reason he's walking here. Not even 15 minutes in this game and we already have a bug. Great. But don't misunderstand me. This guy that, remember, usually runs can drain your entire life in one attack. And worst, you had this humiliation of a cutscene and you have to start the entire tutorial again. At the end, the most iconic part of this tutorial is this.
Bad, you will soon get that. Very good. Excellent. It's time move on, it's time to move on, it's time to move on, my friend. It's time to move on, my friend.
Yeah, and also, at one moment, I just fell off the map. For me, this is the canon ending of this game. Like, it's just a perfect representation of it. It also offers a good moral. Polish your fucking game! And for killing this one-hit demon, you have to put on his clothes. And yes, you are seeing right, there's a literally floating pistol in the chest of Agent 47. Great. And that's the tutorial. It ends up with this cutscene that tries to create a bit of mystery. This game has not really that much narrative, but what it does is decently good.
So this is Hong Kong. People talk of it as an interesting place, filled with mystery, laughs, and excitement, they say. Not really my scene.
There is a cutscene every time 47 reaches a new location. The dialogue in all of this is pretty bad and the sound mixing is horrible. But well, at least they succeed in making you believe that you are going to a new location. But well, continuing, the next 4 levels revolve around the contract of killing Lee Hong, a local Triad leader. To make this possible, first, 47 has to create a Triad war to weaken Lee Hong. This involves disrupting a meeting by killing a negotiator. And also, I want to highlight that the rewards are $30,000. $30,000 for one life! Amazon, they say. The ICA needs unions urgently. But well, talking about that, the money, not the unions, before entering a level, you can and you will have to use it to buy equipment. Unfortunately, it barely matters, because in level 4, they give you enough money for the rest of the game. And even then, you have to be very bad to run out of money. But well, enough briefing. Let's finally start the level. It's pretty simple, it's a linear puzzle, and the solution is to snipe the target from one of various rooftops. And that's the problem of this level, it's a linear puzzle. Like, for example, it's so restrictive that you cannot disguise as a guard. You cannot disguise. In Hitman. Like, come on, that's the main mechanic of the game. What is that NPC doing? The civilian AI of this game is underworld ascendant levels of broken, but that's not the most insulting thing. No, the worst is that you can disguise as the civilian. And it's just an ugly and bugged version of the normal suit. The first level, and the game is already making infuriating decisions. But okay. One headshot and one escape from an helicopter later, the level is over. Ignore the fact that killing those 2 civilians has practically bankrupted me. Kowloon Triads in Gang War, it's a mediocre level. It's a C tier, to be honest. Like, it's a good linear puzzle, but that's it. It's a linear puzzle, there's no replayability. And besides that, this is not a good Hitman level. You cannot disguise as a guard. Starting the next level, we can see that, in fact, I am really bad. And, as a consequence, we can see that the financial situation of Agent 47 has gotten so dire that I cannot buy a bomb that is crucial for the next level. Fortunately, and surprisingly, the next level has actually a second route for poor people like me. In an alleyway, for some reason, there is a sniper rifle, and with it, we can shoot at the targets. Please ignore that was a civilian. I am not going to do this because this path feels, well, it is a failsafe. Also, I'm going to recognize that this path made me realize that you can disguise as the blue guys. This makes the fact that you cannot do it in the level before worse. Like, it does not make sense to restrict the player if you already have the skin of 47 disguised as the blue guy. But well, back to the level before. I need money, and for that I need to do better than last time. So I decided to use actual speedrun tactics for this one. Yes, they are recreating Titanic. That's the face of a really happy man. Making the bullets pass throughout the wall it's actually really hard, so I don't think I really saved that much time. The fact that I waited for the cutscene because I wanted to see if the game show up the dead guy didn't help. Oh shit, that was the helicopter. But well, Thanks to the power of edition, you don't have to see how I play throughout the level again. Now, with my $10,000, we can finally start. You saw that, right? He was in literal T-pose. To complete the level, you have to kill all the blue guys, including those of the car. I see two possibilities here. 1. 47 is incapable of resisting a hit. Or 2. The car is made of uranium. When the car arrives to his destination, the driver goes into an alleyway. Considering the fact that we have a car bomb, the game is giving very good hints of what to do. When I tried to kill him to steal his clothes, this happened. This here seems like a dumb and funny bug, but what actually happened here is that the enemy saw 47. Because yes, someone in Denmark decided that it was a good idea to release an stealth game whose enemies had eyes on their backs. Being just with the game, there is a way to avoid this, and is crouching. The problem is that the crouching speed is so slow that in any other situation the enemies will go faster than you. Silent Assassin is a good example of how make the slow crouch work. Because not only in that game the enemies actually go slower than 47 when crouching, but the game was designed in a way that you could afford to lose this much time. Now I actually want to play Silent Assassin, but I am stuck here. The literal only way to complete this game in stealth is to glitch again by standing behind an enemy, opening the inventory, selecting the fiberware, and smashing the attack button. As you can see here, is extremely effective, since the enemy dies before alerting anyone. But well, we put the bomb and we patiently wait for...
Something is wrong. That is not the driver. Hey!
Well, they died. They are dead. When an Arab, a Basque, or an Irishman do this, they get the success scream, why don't I? Jokes aside, I like the detail. But well, after another attempt, I survive my terrorism and succeed. Ambush at the Wang Fou might be the best of these initial levels. It's still a C tier, but well, it has two routes, and it's good as a tutorial. I don't have that much to say, sorry, let's continue. The next level is more of the same, the difference being here is that instead of killing negotiators, you kill negotiators and a police chief. This level is another linear puzzle, but more complex and somehow more linear, aggravated by the fact that there is a strict time limit. At least this level gave us the best line in gaming.
Hello, sir. What can I do for you?
I need to use the bathroom.
Absolute perfection. The next step is placing a gun in the bathroom. Then you exit through the window. Then you have to wait for the red negotiator to enter the map. For some reason he comes walking despite being an important member of a triad. Then you kill him in the middle of the street and drop him into a sewer. With the disguise you go to the meeting, enter the bathroom, kill everyone and success. So, the Massacre of the Cheung, it's probably the weakest of these levels. It's a linear puzzle, it's a long linear puzzle, and it's one based upon trial and error. My computer is not responding. No, you don't go into sit here for behind these two. The next level, the Lee Hong Assassination, is where the true pain starts. This is the first true level of the game, since it's larger and longer than the previous three combined. And although this mission is called the Lee Hong Assassination, you will have to do much more than assassinate Lee Hong. And have in mind, these are not all the objectives. But come on, it cannot be that bad. It's just kill a dude, hit a statue and save a guy. Easy. Let's start. Starting with the assassination, it might be the best part of the level.
Leave immediately.
No, I'm not going to get softlock again. As I said, the assassination is the best part of the level, since there is more than one way of doing it. For example, here I'm trying to kill Lee Hong with a sniper rifle. It's not that efficient because the guy is resisting literal sniper shots in the chest, but well, the option is there. And yes, I'm hitting him. The problem is that the feedback for the sniper is horrible. You can also enter his mansion, in which you can...
Hey! Hey you! Hey you! Weapon! Weapon! Watch out!
The only thing that I can explain with confidence is that the red fat guy can always recognize you. If I had to guess why the other guards didn't attack me, I would say that maybe the fat guy is not programmed as a guard to make the script, and for that reason the other guards do not see as a crime him attacking 47. Thankfully, the game has a respawn function, and why they are running towards me?
Watch out!
Yes, in this stealth game, if you respawn, the enemies do not forget you. This essentially means that one mistake can bring you back to the start of the level if you want to use stealth. And 90% of the time, you are better off restarting, since these levels have hundreds of guards. Hundreds! In the previous levels they also force you to restart, but at worst you will lose, 10 minutes. But this is a 1 hour level, so this white screen is devastating. The most accepted theory is that the game had a save system, but they removed it because it made the game too easy. But then I find this, in which a supposed developer says that they never think in putting a save system, which in my opinion it's even more disconnected from reality. You're telling me that nobody on the office thought that maybe 40-minute levels without saving was a bit frustrating? Considering that, the fact that this game really wants to waste your time, and well, the fact that I found this in a random web page, it could very well be a lie, so believe what you want. Getting back on track, that remember, we were talking about ways to kill Lee Hong. There is more opportunities that I didn't record, but the problem with all of this is that none of them acknowledge the existence of Sun, the red fat guy, except for one. There's only one way to kill Sun in stealth, and that way locks you out of all the special opportunities to kill Lee Hong, and all the other objectives align perfectly with this route of killing Sun. So yes, the best part of the level has been neutralized. This is another linear level. Great! So, going step by step. First, you have to talk with the bartender so he gives you an invitation to the brothel. On the brothel, you have to talk with Lei Ling, a prostitute that, thanks to the script, has the code to a safe that you will need. And yes, she's the only person in the entire map that has the password. Not even Lee Hong has the password to his own safe. Fortunately, you can just kill her to save time, but I am already here, let's save her. Let's ignore the fact that this is only here to waste the player's time. Like, genuinely, this feels so low effort, like she passed through the guards without problem and I am the one who needs the disguise. But well, a disguise later we can...
Hey!
I have lost 25% of my life to an enemy with the worst weapon of the game having armor. I'm going to get deep in this in the next chunk of levels since those are more action focused. But have that in mind. Not only Agent 47 has the endurance of a frail baby, but at the same time the bullets of the enemies can completely ignore armor. But well, with the disguise she is easily saved, and now we have the password. Yeah, that guard from behind see everything and did not. And for that, you have to save an agent, whose guard is Mr.
I'm not allowed in here.
No more softlocks, unless you are seen by somebody. In that case, enjoy playing the level again. After freeing everyone's favorite one-note joke, Agent Smith, although remembering, I think that they didn't give him the name until Silent Assassin, so here is just the agent. But well, what is important is that he tells the ubication of the safe and then he disappears. And I said ubication of the safe? Of course, because the ubication is randomized. This does not sound that bad until you realize it is, because if you are seen by the guard of the safe, there will be an emergency lockdown, which means that enjoy having to lose another 10 to 15 minutes of your life to have the possibility to get a better safe. For example, you can hit this shitty location with 3 guards constantly watching the safe. I am completely sure this is not possible, like, the guards that move have very small routes, and even then, for how bad the eye of this game is, they actually have good hearing, so even if they aren't watching, they will be alerted. At the end, it becomes easier just to kill Eileen, grab the password, and run towards the safe nearby and try it until the game lets you progress. After you get the statue, against all orders you have to kill this shadow guy. Because if you hit the statue with a guard disguise, Cheung will see you, and that means that you will have to start again, since giving the statue makes both him and Lee Hong go to the restaurant, and you are forced to pass through the restaurant. But well, this is not all bad, since this guy gives you poison, and with Lee Hong in the restaurant, it's obvious what you have to do. The dialogue is bugged and it cannot be heard. There's no transition between animations, and the items struggle to follow the characters. Absolute cinema. What is not cinema is that you end the cutscene with a weapon. If you don't holster it, some scripted guards will come to investigate, they will see you, they will shoot you, they will alert everyone, and you will have to restart. After all of this, Lee Hong retreats into his fortress and starts a lockdown. Thankfully, he is a complete idiot, incapable of recognizing the man that has just killed his bodyguard. So you can stand here and wait for him to turn his back on 47. Before leaving the level, Lee Hong has a letter on his body. The letter is bugged and 47 is refusing to open it. So I have to kill this guard to draw a weapon so he opens the damn letter. How they could release this game in this state? This is pathetic. The letter says, I would prefer a better, well, you, thanks. The letter says, Dear friends, I must support the new Tov on our new project. I am sick and tired of waiting for this old man. As you know, my work needs a steady hand and sharp wit, and I am not getting younger. Therefore, I support the idea about splitting the fruit. Let's split the fruit while we can still say... I surrender read you, this pronunciation is getting me sick. It's not like the history of this game is that important anyway. And before you ask, the letter is bugged. I could not remove it from the screen. Thankfully, ending the level kills the item.
They have spent a lot of money on this, Professor. We want killing machines, not just machines.
Will he be able to feel any pain? He should have a lot of pain. It makes people obey orders.
Do not worry, he will be perfect.
That was a pretty good cutscene. I mean, it was vague, but good Codename 47, good. What I can say about this level? This is F tier material, but I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good and put it in D, mainly because, although these 3 levels are better in my opinion, this is way more of a Hitman level than these 3. Still, it is a low D, this is horrible. Not the worst, because this game has worse. The next chunk of levels, it's say way worse, and it occurs in Colombia. The objective is a drug lord. The reason because the suffering is extended to 3 levels instead of 1 is because the agency cannot get near enough the fortress of the drug lord. So this whole level revolves around giving an idol to a tribe so they help 47.
let's get this show running. Which way is south?
Damn, that was a racist comment, even for 2000 standards. And worse, the place you have to go is not south, it's southeast. So the comment is damaging in all possible ways it can. But well, this is a jungle level, and they give you a green suit. So surely there has to be a gimmick related to camouflage or something like... The guards don't acknowledge you. Okay. What a disappointment. At least it makes the game easier, I suppose. Because, yes, this entire level revolves around running. First you run to the idol, then you run to the tribe. Both locations being on opposing sides of an enormous map. That it's a pain to navigate because everything looks the same. And don't misunderstand me, this is impressive for a 2000 game, but if they had to copy-paste the same 3 trees to achieve it and put this shock of a drawn distance, I would rather see it cut from the game. The only saving grace of this shit show is the music. Just perk it might be the only saving grace of this game. Coming back to the tribe, thanks to the script, the natives can speak English.
You have found golden statue. Very nice. Please bring it to our chief in the village.
I said English, not well voice acted English. The cutscenes are already sassy, but they literally praying to you is... come on! But well, with the leader talking to 47, surely the level will end.
But the drug lord took my brother also. He is at the big bridge. If you follow the river west, you will find him.
You piece of shit, at the end racism was justified fucking... What's worse is that his brother is on the other side of the map. What a fucking waste of time. What's worse is that the bridge in which you start the next level is here, and there's an invisible wall. Let me pass. Reaching the bridge in which they have the brother, the situation is not better because there's no stealthy way of doing this. This happens because this, and in some parts the rest of the Colombia levels, are remnants of the original version of this game. Because this thing first started as an MMO, then it became a Max Payne-like shooter before Max Payne. To make the game more appealing, they introduced the, in that moment, brand new ragdoll physics. Eidos Interactive was interested and they decided to publish the game, putting this guy, who for some reason I could not find a picture of, as executive producer. Shockingly, not only he will end benefiting the final product, but he might be the only reason there is a Hitman series to begin with, since he was the one who pushed for this to become a stealth game. All of this happened in 2 years. 3 games in 2 years. Now, the fact that this game is completely broken and they sometimes force you to play it like a shooter make more sense. So, understanding that, let's pretend that this is a shooter. It's as bad or even worse. First, the AI is completely broken. Like, look at this. Those guards opened fire at me. I killed one and the other forgot of my existence. These guards are all like retarded. They are brain dead. And that's not the worst part. The worst part is that the crosshair lies to you. Lies! In any normal game with guns, the bullets go where the crosshair says, and your objective dies from the bullets. Here no, here you can point to an enemy and the bullets will go to all the places except from the ones you are pointing to. I did not kill that native, I did not do it. And despite that, I had to play the fucking level again because this shit was released in this state. Not even the respawn points are reliable because they are in front of enemies. The best way to succeed here is not playing the game. The second best is grab this sniper rifle and shoot the enemies, since the sniper rifles in this game for some reason are the only reliable weapons. I just ask, why? When you kill all the guards nearby him, he will start to run back to the tribe. For some reason he takes the longest route possible, so you will have to wait for him to reach the place to end the level. I have no words to describe this aberration of a level. If this was going to be the entire game before Shanos intervened, like, what were they thinking? The actual mechanics of this game are horrible alone, but the level design of this is just... Let's continue, please. You will note that the camera has a fixed perspective now. This is because, as if the basic controls weren't bad enough already, if you press C on the default control scheme, you can activate a second camera mode that allows you to play with tank controls. If you are asking to yourself why I play in the level like this, it's because this is one of the only times in the game when the shankiness actually makes the game extremely easy instead of extremely hard. This is because the entire level is about reaching a destination, say destination being a passage to the fortress of the Draglord. Everything okay until you realize that the passage is guarded by their god, a jaguar. Not only the idea is extremely stupid since jaguars usually live 15 years, but this jaguar specifically should be ashamed. I ran past him and the only thing he could do was go through the wall. That's it, that's the entire level. For most levels, my recordings are between half an hour, here 19 minutes, well, here 16 minutes, here an hour. For the Jungle God, it was 4 minutes and 58 seconds. Not even 5 minutes of recordings. That's pathetic. And have in mind, in those 5 minutes I replayed the level and did the intended method of killing a pig to distract the shower. And by the way, the animations with the pig are completely broken. I also discovered that if the shower somehow kills you, there is a special animation for it. That's neat. I spent more time talking about the level than actually playing it. This whole section of the video, it's longer than one full playthrough of this level. Sorry, this is not a level. It's not. I cannot qualify it. Like, as bad as it is Find the Uva Tribe, that's a level. The Lee Hong Assasination, it's a level. These three are a level. This is not. Still, it's better than the training, but still, it's not a level. Next level, Say Hello to My Little Friend, how subtle. It's the worst level in the game and maybe the worst level in the entire series. I am going to start with the only positive thing about this level, is that there's two ways to complete it. Since, if you bring Sniper from the first Columbia mission, and maintain it in the second, you can shoot at the target from the start of this level, which is great. It's a shame that no other level on the entire series tries to do this. So, one clap for Hitman Codename 47. Only one. Unfortunately, sniper or not, nothing, and I say nothing, is going to save you from the first problem of this level. And it's that it takes eternities. Independently of what you do, you will have to run the entire complex to enter it, because the entrance to the level is on the other side of the entrance to the complex. And if you want to make things easier, you will also have to enter in the jungle to get ammunition, since a large amount is hidden there and you will need it. And being honest, I think that my biggest enemy is myself, because the first time I did this, I got lost and I ended up on the bridge of the first Columbia level. It's a neat detail, I guess, but why the jungle god exists if we could use this? It's not important, let's continue. After grabbing all the ammunition, that, by the way, why is a box with ammunition alone in the jungle? It's not important. What is important is that the next step is entering the complex. Complex that it's as big as the jungle and has the same non-existence draw distance. And like, it's painful, but at the same time, the map is so big that it's impressive. I don't know what to say. Independently of what you do, the next step is...
Out of my way, moron!
So they won't let me despite having the same uniform. But they do let me enter if I do it throughout this door and only this door. Why is this thing so inconsistent? The next step is killing everyone on the mansion, because it's the only way of entering the room of the target, and you, even if he's dead, need to do that to grab an item. Until you realize that in this supposed stealth game, the enemies can sometimes see through walls. And before you ask, no, the guards in the mansion do not move. That guard saw me through the wall, there's no other thing that could have happened. And the worst thing is that I actually saved the situation here. They did not recognize me until they did.
Hey!
Hey, that were the words that sent me back to jungle hell. By this point you might think that it's better just to, well, use the AK from the jungle and shoot everyone. But you have to remember, not only the crosshair lies to you and Agent 47 is a frail little baby, but the enemies can shoot you throughout the drown distance. What am I supposed to do in this situation? So yes, if you for some reason hate yourself enough to try this, you will have to hide in a corner and wait for the hundreds of enemies to come to you. And that's ignoring the fact that you will run out of ammunition, because not only the enemies are unreliable sources of it, since sometimes the guns are attached to the enemy's hand, but when they not, for some reason, the game, instead of giving you the fucking ammunition, it gives you the entire weapon with one mag. Obviously, one mag is nothing, like almost all the game weapons on this game are automatic. You will need to grab another one, and another one, until you have a lot of useless weapons in your inventory. I say it again, how this aberration was supposed to be a shooter. Every part of the combat of this game is either broken or infuriating by design, sometimes both. Like, what killed me in this clip? I had 20% of life and suddenly I am dead. I think I got shot in the back, but come on, it's barely visible and 0.1 speed. This game is a joke. This can't be. Let's continue. Going back to the steps, once you kill everyone at the mansion, you have to enter the target's room. And if you didn't kill him with the sniper rifle, well, you will have to, how I say it, add a little extra step to the level. Yes, really, one more, and it's...
Hola, Hancho! Say hello to my little friend! I'm stronger than you, amigo! I feel no pain! Don't you have anything bigger, maricon? Come on! Show me you got cojones! Why you bring that little pop gun to a shooting game? You gonna lose, muchacho! Like a babe in the woods, huh? Come to Papa! You're on my home ground now, and we're not even in the same league! I'm gonna club you like a piñata, dump you in the river, and watch the piranhas rip you apart! You son of a puta! You think you can match me, huh?
As you might know by this point, thanks to my poor pronunciation of the words, my main language is not English, it's Spanish. I said my first word when I had 14 months. Now, 180 later, I am a full Spanish speaker, logically. So, with full confidence, I can say that Hancho is not a word, it's not part of the Spanish language. Investigating a bit, it's an English expression that means boss, that comes from Japan during the 1940s. Despite of what this graphic says, is the first time I hear it. Like, this can't be a popular word. No, it's not. I refuse to believe that. I know what you are going to say. This is not important. And of course, you are right. This is not important. It's just a word. But the real question is, what do you want me to say? Yes, this is an horrible boss fight. Yes, this is an insult to Scarface, this is an insult to the player, and this is an insult to the Spanish language, but I don't know what more to say. Now, I'm not sure about this, but I heard that Columbia originally was supposed to be the last chunk of levels before the finale, a theory that it's actually supported by how the chunks are numbered on the game's archives. My theory is that this was going to be a conventional boss fight on the original third-person shooter version of the game. But since they probably started to modify this and the other Columbia levels late in development and didn't want to scrap this boss, well, we end up with this. But this is just a theory. I mean, I will need an actual developer to know what happened here, and I doubt they will see this. So, well, let's continue. First, this guy has a letter on his body, so let's head over with this fast. Dear Pablo, things have changed. I hope for your understanding that the project must be keep running financially, even though our Raid Brotherhood is in disagreement. More than ever we need to accelerate the project. We might have to move the entire lab soon. I feel that some of my staff are getting a bit scared by the project's implications. Remember, friend, 47 belongs to me, but I just might send him to you for a personal demonstration of his talents. Blood and muscle, the professor. And now, second and actually important, with the target dead either by the boss fight or the sniper, you need this bomb and only this bomb to complete the next objective of the level, because yes, there is another objective. And for this, the next step is getting a general disguise. It's never communicated to you, and in fact, the general disguise looks almost exactly like one of the variants of the normal soldier disguise, but okay, you have to do it. And for this, you have to go to a drug lab. Also, if you decided to kill the target using the boss fight method, you will have to pray, because sometimes if you do that, the enemies recognize you randomly. And for reaching the lab, you will have to use the bomb to destroy it. And I will let you see the entire process, because it might be even more infuriating than the boss fight.
Find another place to hang around. Find another place to hang around.
This bug, because I hope it is a bug, happens in every playthrough of this level. There's no way to avoid it. We are reaching a point in which the only way to succeed is doing the literal opposite of what the game is asking for. In a game with levels that can last 40 minutes and do not have checkpoints. At first you are far enough, you have to detonate the bomb, which sometimes can crash the game as a last fuck you to the player, and then you escape in plane, which at first some unavoidable bullets on the back to reach it ends the level. To end in a kind of positive note, I find funny that they are just standing because they cannot shoot you in a cutscene. That's funny. Say hello to my little friend. It's the worst level in the entire series. Plutonium Runs Lows is way better than this. Hidden Valley is way better than this. Like, the quality gap between this level and Find the What Tribe, it's so abysmal, it's... I don't know what to say. I'm not going to waste more time on this. Let's continue, please. The next level, Traditions of the Trade, not only has the best loading screen, but it's also the best level in the game. And no, it's not by process of elimination, it's because this is an actual good level. In Hitman Gunrunner 47, it will go downhill again once we leave, but still it's a good level. The objective is to kill a terrorist and steal his bomb before he uses it in an UN conference. UN conference that for some reason is happening in a random hotel in Budapest.
Budapest, and the Thermal Bath Hotel. What a classy looking place. And well guarded too. It's time to look sharp and concentrate. A good thing I brought my suit.
The first thing we can see is that, thanks to the UN meeting, there are metal detectors on the entire hotel. But calm down, don't worry, this is Hitman Gunrunner 47. Obviously, they are not going to work. What is this, a good game? Jokes aside, it's actually quite fun to shoot your way throughout this level. Since, although the gameplay is still pretty bad, not only you can see the enemies in this map, but in this level there's also cover. Unlike in some other level that could kill you in less than one frame. Now, playing as intended, the first thing you have to do is go to reception to check in at the hotel.
I made a reservation for 2 days.
And what was the name, please?
Mr. Tobias Reaper.
We have a nice room for you, Mr. Ripper. Could you please stand here?
Okay. Looks like Mr. Wolf is in room 202.
If you want me to check your mail, just hand me over your room key, okay?
I'll keep that in mind.
Good and clear level design, great! And even if you miss out on reception, you can ask to the bellboys and they will give you the same hint. Once you reach the room, you will realize that the guy has a guard. And, as expected, he will not let you enter. But okay, let's rewind a bit and hear better what the bellboy said.
Do you know where my friend Mr. Wolf is accommodated?
Oh, he's such a nice person. He gives a very generous tip every time I bring him clean towels. You can find him in room 202.
And, not far from the target's room, there is a bellboy disguise. I cannot believe it. This is an actual good puzzle that fits Hitman in Hitman Codename 47.
Clean towels for Mr. Wolf.
I think I have seen you before. Heraus! Mach schnell!
And he recognizes you if you talk to him before with the suit. This is impressive. This is no other game in the series does this. Good Hitman Codename 47, good. It's a shame that this is the only time it happens in the entire game, but still I appreciate it. Unfortunately, when doing this right, it's clear that it's either broken or unfinished, since it always ends in 47 minutes spelled from the room. I also found this funny oversight with the bellboy disguise, by complete accident.
Go clean some rooms. I gave you the master key, you lazy sod. Why don't you sort some mail then, macho pig?
What a good actor is David Bateson. It's almost like another person said that phrase. This is probably related to the fact that originally other guy was supposed to make the voice of Agent 47. The change was so late in development that there is even a demo with the old voice.
Are you stupid or something? We're not open for you.
Such rudeness. I'm gonna tell my friends not to come here.
But the voice here is not the same from the demo, so I don't know what happened here. Anyway, the second and 100% functional way to kill the target is entering the room of the target using the parkour from the tutorial. And yes, this is that one time that I mentioned 40 minutes ago. For this, you will have to crouch for the only time in the entire game, since there's a guard inside the room and you will have to kill him. On the room there are many interesting things. A silent slugger that it's actually pretty cool, and more letters. The first letter is the same that Lee Hong had on his body, because they probably think that I am dumb enough to not realize that Franz the target and Franz the letter writer are the same person. Also, there is a second letter from the low batch Al Pacino from the last level. So, let's do this again. Read. Dear Franz, I don't give a shit about splitting the fruit. I want better men who follow orders. Drugs are keeping me fit, and I believe that they will kill me on the top. Spare me the babble of this old man. If you have any problems keeping your hand steady, I can always send you a package of my fine white elixir. She keeps me steady as a rock and sharp as nails. If it weren't for my power, this damn Dreisman would already killed me. Blood and muscle, budget Al Pacino. At the start, killing Franz seems easy, he's just taking a shower after all. But putting a step into the bathroom triggers his alert, and his alert triggers the guards. So you depend of lining a shot from outside the bathroom, with the aiming of this game, and with 10 bullets. And that's not counting on the fact that he sometimes just see you, and that ends in, well, you know. After killing him, the objective of getting the bomb is still there. And the best way of getting a hint of what to do is giving Franz's key to reception so they give you his personal letters. There are two of these. The first says that Franz's brother and the dentist of the hotel is hiding the bomb, and the only way to get access to it is with a key that he has in his person. The other letter reveals that the florist of the hotel has a shotgun, and he's going to give the gun to anyone who has the letter. Unfortunately, that's not me, because I accidentally threw the letter in the elevator, which means that no shotgun for me. What a shame, I guess. Now, going to the second target, it might be the best part of the entire game. Well, I mean with the exception of the soundtrack, but you understand me. He moves throughout all the hotel. He starts in the pool, where he goes between the pool itself and the sauna, both places offering opportunities to kill him. Then, when he leaves, he goes around the entire hotel. To know where he is at all moments, you can ask to his secretary, which is a nice touch. It's actually a really immersive alternative to the map of the next games. When he wanders around the hotel, you can kill him when he goes to the bathroom. And there's actually a pretty funny interaction here because you can disguise as him, but 47 is bald. The other guy wasn't, and there's only one dentist on the entire hotel.
Have mercy!
We have a situation here.
I am not dumb, I know that this is a trap to make the game longer, but it's funny and it makes sense, so it has all the right to be here. But well, with the dentist dead, the only thing to do is take the bomb. There were some small challenges along the way, like this guard refusing to move and let me pass into the dentist office, forcing me to go through this window where, for some reason, this guard decides to shoot me despite having the right disguise. Thankfully, I still had one bullet to the dagger, but yes, remember, even in the best parts of this game, the shank and the bugs are still there. But well, after taking the bomb and passing through the parts of the hotel that do not have a metal detector, congratulations, the best level in the game, it's over. I really both like and respect this level a lot. I think it's the only one of this game that can keep up to levels in Blood Money, Contracts or Silent Assassin, well, most didn't load, but you understand me. Great level design, actual targets, and yes, I said all I had to say in the section, so let's continue. The next chunk of levels happens in Rotterdam, and the objective is a Russian arms dealer. Also, the game starts to remember that it has an history beyond the letters, with Diana, your handler, which in this game is this text while you are seeing, realizing that all the targets up to this point are related, including this one. The fact that they realized this so late it's a bit ridiculous, considering that in the briefing of all these levels you can see their biography and you can corroborate that yes, they are related, they all were part of the French Foreign Legion, a part of the French army that fought during the First Indochina War. So, the agency realizing this just now proves that when they make a briefing, they just fucking copy-paste the first thing they find off the internet about the target, without reading it. But well, this is a problem because the agency apparently does not accept more than one contract per client. This is dumb, and they know it because in the next game they forgot about this.
Rotterdam Harbor. It's not exactly a tourist resort. But then again, I'm not here for a vacation either.
Welcome to Rotterdam. I hope you like seeing no more than... forgive me. .56 feet. That's how the Imperial system works? That specific? Fuck. At least these maps have way more detail than the jungle. Why they are train tracks on a harbor? About the level itself, it's filler to find where the target is. And I mean, the Rotterdam harbor is large, but not that large. Why I am being forced to put trackers in things? That's the agency's job, not 47's job. 47, please, unionize! But since he's not doing that, we will have to comply.
What are you looking for, punk? A broken nose? Take a hike before I get angry. If you are a tourist, you are really lost now, dude. Routop.
Weapon, watch out!
There you
The small but noticeable notification of the left corner of the screen that says Mission Failed, it's more efficient than any word at telling you that exactly this is another linear level. First step, kill a biker to get a disguise and enter the bar. After this you have to talk with the bartender who is also voiced by David Bateson.
Yeah man, in all the right places. I'm kind of her manager, if you'd like an introduction.
Is she a good talker?
She's a good dancer. If you like, I could arrange a private session maybe.
The worst is that he hides it quite well, and I don't understand it. They gave him time to do this character well, but not the main character? After talking with the bartender, you will have permission to talk with the stripper. After talking with her, she will distract the guard from before, which allows you to put a GPS tracker on his car. And by the way, she scammed the poor guy, they'll do nothing. After the private dance, he and another guy enter the car. They go so slow that if it weren't for the fact that they go through a closed gate, the tracker would be useless. To pass yourself through it, you have to adivinate that you can interact with this lever. The levers change the trajectory of the train and make it destroy the gate. The game, of course, never hints at this. For this, using the tracker as a guide, you have to go to a warehouse that it's selected randomly each time you start the level. For killing the dogs from outside and the guards from inside, you will have access to the briefcase. For putting the tracker on the briefcase, a dwarf will come. He will ignore, of course, all the dead Dobermans, and he will take the briefcase for his boss, the arms dealer, the real target, ending in this way the dullest level in the game. Gunrunner's Paradise is just an incredibly boring level in all possible ways. Like, with all of this, either they are decently mediocre, or they have the Hitman DNA. Well, and there is the Uva tribe, but this is closer to the Uva tribe than anything of this. So it's getting a low D tier because at least this is just boring. This is boring and frustrating. So let's continue. Next level, Plutonium runs lows. It's at least something bad, but well, that's something. The objective in this level is, of course, kill Boris, the arms dealer, and also disarm a nuclear bomb because, of course, he has a nuclear bomb. This is another linear level, so let's go again step by step. First, for climbing up these ladders, you have to kill the first guard that it's there. With the disguise, then you have to kill his body, because if you don't do this, he will see the body, and in this level that means failure for reasons that I will explain later. But well, now, using your disguise, you will have to pass through this gate.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. You cannot pass through this gate even though every guard with the same clothes as you is passing through. In defense of the game, this is not complete nonsense. As you can see in this clip, they actually stand still and say a password. Unfortunately, there's no way to use the password because 47 must be either stupid or deaf. The only way to do this in stealth is put yourself lovingly in the back of this guard or any other that wants to pass through the gate and let him say the password. So you can pass with him, hugging him from behind. Throughout this video we have seen illogical teams, we have seen bugs, but this, I don't know what to say about this. They sold this shit. The worst thing is that I think this is intended, because if you try to do the only other things you can do, there is an extremely high chance of a random guard running to Boris and he will turn this game into Fallout Codename 47. If this happens so early on the level, you lost because you will not have time to activate the bomb. But okay, a bit of patience. Waiting is not a big deal. It cannot get worse, right? Oh shit. Because yes, when you are not waiting up to 5 minutes from a guard to get to a gate, you will have to run from fucking dogs. And if anyone sees you get attacked by a dog, they will shoot you. They will run to Boris and he will nuke your dead body. If you want to avoid the dogs, you will have to hack from behind even more guards, since these gates are the only way without dogs. So, at first hiding your way through gates or running for dogs, you will be on the other side of the map. There's only dogs in this place, so you should not have a problem grabbing the two crucial items of this place, which are a bomb for the car of Boris, since that's the only way to kill him, and a sniper, that it's the only way to reach him. When you are leaving the place, the game, of course, puts a dirty trick. A random guard spawns and starts to run towards you. If you are wondering why I decided to stall a clip, it's because my guard was too worried watching the dead body of a dog. This game is a joke. It cannot even sabotage the player effectively when it wants to. But for this you have to use a sniper to kill about 6 guards watching some gates, because no guards passes through this. Also, one of them was going to investigate some bodies, then it disappeared and spawned again on this roof. The last of them was also weird because I searched for him, because I did play this game before, I didn't know that he existed. I didn't see him, so I approached the gate, and then the guy spawned and started shooting to me. It might be a bug this time, but I am starting to think that they cheated at their own game again to avoid being called the guys of the 4-hour game. You know what's worse? They are the guys of the 4-hour game because they created Kane and Lynch 2. The difference being that I like Kane and Lynch 2, I sometimes even replayed, I have low standards and this game is failing to achieve them. But for this, you have to go to the limousine of Boris to put the bomb. Come on, look at that, how fucking cheap. After this, you have to put the bomb on the limousine, kill a sailor and steal his clothes, and congratulations, you have started the level. Because, let's face it, everything before this was filler. The harbor section didn't need to be so large. When entering the boat, there is another roadblock. There's no stealthy way of killing Boris, since the place where he is, it's heavily guarded and nobody is allowed to pass. And if you go to disable the nuke first, the dwarf from the last level will be there. And he will recognize you. It's kind of clever, but it ruins the stealth. And Boris, being omniscient, will know that something is happening on the other side of his boat and will activate the nuke and run. And before you ask, no, I didn't pause this, the game just crashed. And yes, this level also crashes. It's rare, but it happens, you can see here. Also, what the hell is doing a guard from the start of the level right behind Boris? They usually run to Boris to alert him when they are alerted, but I don't remember alerting a single one of them when they tried this, so what the hell happened here? The game even came back for a second before dying definitively, and you know what this means? More hacks from behind. This is so ridiculously scripted that even using the invisible command, him and his guards are alerted. Boris has to be some kind of deity. He's omniscient, by God's sake. Boris has to be some kind of deity. He's omniscient, by God's sake. Boris has to be canonically some kind of deity. He's fucking omniscient. What's wrong with this game? Why? With the bomb deactivated and Boris dead by the limousine, we could end the level, but I already used the command, so let's have some fun. First, when the bomb is activated, pretty understandably, almost everyone on the boat starts to run in panic. So I wanted to see if they just respawn or actually run to some specific place. And yes, not only the guards on the boat, every guard on the level goes to this place and only this place for some reason. The funniest part of this is that I barely shot about it because they shoot themselves to death with friendly fire. It took an eternity and the sound of this was just... but it was worth it. For the last guy, I decided to use the knife, the only melee weapon of the game. It has barely any range and the animation is extremely long. Why would someone use this shit over a real gun? Also, I have no doubt that in this level some guards spawn again because I am getting shot. I only survived this because I didn't deactivate the God command correctly. It happened to me like 5 times in a row. I tried to deactivate it, but instead of putting God 0, that is what deactivates it, I was putting God 1, which activates it. After this, I decided to go to the Boris limousine, which for some reason is still here, despite the cutscene showing that it exploded. Also, for some reason the dwarf is here, and despite not having the invisible command, he does not recognize me. I also have the option of putting a bomb again, this is completely broken in all possible ways, I don't know what to say. In a way this could be creepypasta material, I guess. Before leaving, if you kill Boris before he gets to the limousine, you can actually get a letter from him. So, a last read, come on. Greetings, my friend. Okay, no, that's too racist. Okay, I read like a normal person. Greetings, my smuggler friend. I am getting very impatient. I will contact the professor. I need better men, and I need them now. The other Triads are giving me problems. Thank God for the foolish superstitions at the service of my loyal son. I want to see the project. I'm not sure the professor is trying too hard enough. I just squeeze him a bit. I want my men. Plot and muscle, Lee. This is a pretty redundant letter, and it would be better if it were placed earlier at the game, which supports the theory of Columbia being later in the game, because if we believe that Rotterdam was supposed to be the second chunk, it's unimportant. It's just please, let's end this shit of a... Oh, come on! Because yes, they spawn another guy on the depths of the boat to see if you had killed and waste more of your time in this unfinished aberration of a video game. But no, this is over. I cheated my way through the end of this level, both knowing and not knowing, and I will do it again.
Send him to me soon, Doctor. I have some errands for him to run.
In Hong Kong, he will be a most unpleasant surprise to my enemies.
Professor, does he know that we are his fathers? Not yet, but I'll send him to visit you when he is finished. Then you can tell him the good news.
Another cutscene. I think that the real second cutscene was one that was supposed to happen for the Columbia levels, but for some reason it didn't fire up. If it is a bug, it might or might not have to do with the fact that I am playing the Spanish version, but I am not sure. This is actually pretty common since, these are the subtitles of one scene. This is what 47 says.
No.
Plutonium Runs Lows is an extremely linear, extremely long, extremely boring, and extremely broken level. Still, it's getting a low D tier, because the atmosphere is great, and honestly, it's more of a Hitman level that Find You a Tribe, and at the same time, it's not as frustrating as Say Hello to My Little Friend. This is mostly subjective because I am not that sensible to waiting time, and honestly, come on, this has the egregious thing of the huge from behind two guards to pass through gates, but at least it doesn't have a broken boss fight. The next level, the setup, it's the penultimate level of the game, and the last one that tries to pretend that this is a stealth game. So narratively, the agency is sure that all the 4 contracts before this were by the same client, and for some reason that's a big deal. But since the client is very rich, the agency has allowed a last contract, killing a doctor in an asylum. I am also very rich. The difference is that I cannot use my money because the game is not allowing me to buy weapons. The justification is that weapons are not allowed in the asylum, but murder is also not allowed. Why I cannot bring my weapons? We are a criminal organization. This is a weird cutscene. It should have this dialogue, but for some reason it was never recorded. From a gameplay standpoint, this level is similar to Gunrunner's Paradise in the sense that it's boring. When you enter the asylum, you are locked up there, and a cutscene starts.
Hello, Professor. Mr. Reaper is here to see Dr. Kovacs.
Perfect. I'll make sure he's properly taken care of. This is Professor Ortman. We have an emergency situation. Send every man away. We have just received a visitor and he's going totally berserk. He's beyond our control.
Okay, Professor. Keep everybody away from him. Lock all doors.
Ah, yes, I love when the villain of a game appears literally 2 times in the entire thing. I am being harsh, he actually has presence if you count these cutscenes, but that doesn't change that the history of this game, although solid, it's pretty bare bones. But for this, you have to get a weapon, of which the asylum has a lot considering that they are supposed to be not allowed. But for this, you have to go to the office of Dr. Kovacs, the target, and have a... There you will have the Oh, sorry, he saw me with a gun. Let's repeat.
Hello and welcome to you, Mr. Reaper. How may I assist you?
That depends. Are you the only Dr. Kovacs here?
Yes, I am.
Hey, I recognize you. You were the one with the needle.
It wasn't me. I was hardly involved in the experiments. It was Professor Ortmeyer who was in charge. Yes, he's the one to blame, not me.
I understand that all of David Bateson's lines were recorded in a single session of 4 hours without any context. But this is terrible! And Dr. Kovacs fucking disappeared for the cutscene! At the least the key of the asylum that it's crucial to completing the level is still here, but when this happens, you are better off starting all over again to get his clothes, since it makes the level pass from boring and painful just to boring. Since neither the SWATs or the orderlies will shoot you. From here, the game leaves you on your own. since not only Dr. Kovacs is not the real objective of the level, but it's not even required to kill him. Essentially, this means that you have to run as a headless chicken throughout this asylum. Asylum which, as everything in this game, is an enormous maze. Eventually, after eternities of running through hallways that all look the same, you will find this room. The game never tells you that it's important. You have to discover on your own that Agent Smith, after despawning in Hong Kong, decided to spawn back here, and that he's the only legitimate way of completing this. Well, in this conversation he says that effectively the asylum is a cloning facility, and if you give him an antidote and follow him throughout half asylum, he shows you where the lab is. Knowing where the lab is, you can take the superior option, that is, ignore everything and glitch your way out the level. And that's it, you completed this level without losing your time. I also love how ridiculous this cutscene looks with the SWAT disguise. The model is pretty low quality and that close up to the face of 47 shows it. The setup is an incredibly boring level, like at least Gunrunner's Paradise have a comprehensible design most of the time, excluding the train part. This is it's just bad. But it's better or worse than Plutonium runs laws? Plutonium runs laws, at least it's not that boring. So only one left. It cannot be done bad. The first thing I can notice is that the level removes your armor when entering the level. In a few moments you will realize why this is bad. After killing the first guard and passing through the door, you will see that Ortmeyer must be the best father ever, like, see how happy are those clones. And of course, they also are going to kill you. Also, I hope you get used to hearing
The return of the prodigal son. Now this calls for a celebration. Here's Daddy. Welcome home.
because he's going to repeat that every time you die, which it's a lot, because there are 13 clones. All of them are extremely fast, all of them have aimbot, and all of them have extreme amounts of HP. Now, add to that the combat is still dog shit, that you die in 3 bullets, that you have a dementia patient rambling incoherent things to you, and that you don't have continues in the only level where they will be useful. The only way to succeed is grabbing the minigun and going to a specific point of the level so you can see them coming and kill them, which can take up to 10 minutes since not only all the clones do the animation from the cutscene when they are released, but also they have an horrible pathfinding, so it will take ages for them to reach you. So yes, the final level of this game is waiting for retarded bald people to come to you so you can kill them. This is not how you end your game, this is how you make people crazy! And of course, don't even think of watching TikTok or something like that while you do this, because you will get distracted for 3 seconds and you will die, as I did, and you will have to restart the entire level again. And even after all of this, the game plays dirty. If after killing all the clones you step on this thing, you die. That's it, you are dead. Enjoy playing the level again. What you have to do is use the body of one of the clones. Of course, nobody tells you, but you have to do it. I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense. But what player would do this on his first try? Okay, it's only killing one person with dementia and the game is over. Why the doors are not opening? Is there a single fully functional thing in this train wreck of a game? Thankfully, a few steps of backtracking are enough to solve the issue. Don't let the fact that Ortmeyer comes from the literal nothing fool you. He can and will insta-kill you if you get close. If he succeeds at that, you will get a bad ending mimicking the start of the game. I like this detail. What I don't like is that you have to play the entire final level again. With that said, finally, I can kill him. No more rambling.
You... Oh, I should have known. I didn't even recognize my own son. You broke my heart, my son. What good is a bullet-proof vest
when death strikes from within.
And that's the end. No post-credits, no new game plus. It's over. The nightmare is over. It cannot hurt me anymore. Okay, time to do the conclusion, come on. Of course. These are the names of people who surely hate to work, because out of 13 levels, 1 has good quality, 3 have mediocre quality, 7 have no quality at all, and 2 are not even fucking levels. That also applies for the voice actors. They are not voice actors, they are just voice. I could continue blaming the entire development team, but I will not. This game ending like this is not because they had malice or they were all like incompetent. This is the result of two incompatible good ideas clashing with each other, creating this confused mess of a game that doesn't know if it wants to be a stealth game where the enemies can see you through walls, or a third-person shooter in which the crosshair lies to you, and, unlike others who are as broken and bad executed, the history of this game, although solid, it's not good enough to save it. Don't misunderstand me, this is not the worst game ever made. The presentation is great, and things like the ragdoll physics or how massive are the levels are impressive. But your barely functional game is not going to turn into a good game just because it's impressive. If we look at it independently, this is a disaster that tries to do a lot of things, and gameplay-wise, it fails spectacularly. From a series-wide perspective, not only all the other games make a better job at being a disguise-based stealth game, but even fucking Dead to Spies is better. This is how the tier list end up. I did move the absolute dog shit tier a bit more up to make it more easy to read, but yeah, see, if I cover another Hitman game, I will update it. And that's the video. Subscribe and, well, all that other thing that YouTubers said. You know what? I'm going to end in a high note. I'm going to put the bizarre Italian double this game, so enjoy and goodbye.
Ehi là, Spaccamonti, saluta il mio amichetto. Sono più forte di te, amico. Non sento dolore. Non hai niente di più grosso, maricon. Avanti, bello, fammi vedere che hai cogliones. Ah, ma che cosa credi di fare con quello sparapiselli in una sfida armata? Perderai, muchacho. Un cucciolotto sperduto nella foresta, vieni da papà.
A volte ho un cervello intero, a volte metà, a volte canto e basta. Mi mancano i miei giocattoli. Aiutami a trovare la mia papera di gomma. Tu sapevi dov'era?
Esca subito dalla mia cucina! Se non se ne va entro 10 secondi, chiamo la sicurezza!
I am starting to think that I should have played in Italian.